Kingdom of Bahrain, the centre of motor racing in the Middle East, and so often the venue for the season finale of the FIA World Endurance Championship. As always, a warm welcome from the fans and from the local dignitaries. Motorcycle world champion Valentino Rossi, one of those on hand to see the season finale. And what a finale it promises to be. Almost all of the championships still up for grabs. Racing from the heat of the day through into darkness, this is a great challenge for man and machine. 8 hours, so 1/3 longer than a normal race distance, and one of the most abrasive track surfaces in the business. Tyres, brakes, drivers are going to be stressed to the max. Plenty of entertainment on hand for the fans. And that's before they even fire up a racing engine. It'll be the end of the road for 2 of the 3 categories on the grid. The GTE story ends here. They will be replaced by GT3 next season. On pole for the final time, Sarabovi, a great lap to put the Iron Dames Porsche at the front of the field. And thanks to an impressive effort from Tom Blomqvist, the 23 from United Autosport takes the last ever LMP2 pole. At the head of the Hypercar field, which will almost double in size next year, Brendan Hartley places the number 8, points leading Toyota.
Thank you to the police band of Bahrain for the national anthem.
The festivities are over. The hostilities are about to begin for one final time in 2023. Crews prepare for battle. The last dance of 2023 is about to get underway. Red lights are on, away we go. The field streams down to the first corner on the left. Sebastian Buemi guarding the inside line. Late lunge from Miguel Molina. Big lock-up from the Cadillac Earl Bamba. They'll all get... Oh, contact! Bamba makes contact with the second Toyota. That's Mike Conway facing the wrong way. Cars off everywhere in avoidance. Disaster for Toyota number 7. More trouble in the midfield as well. That's in LMP2. Some United cars. Looks like the van wall is there, but the Ferraris have made it through unscathed into second and third. Oh, the big lock-up from Earl Bamba just tags Mike Conway. Is that the end of the road for the championship hopes of the number 7? And then what happens? Rejoining in the middle of the pack, United's 22 car makes contact with the van wall and its own sister car, and the Alpine spins again. Look back from Conway's car. Oh, the tiniest of touches, but the car so on edge there. From behind with the Ferraris dodging those bullets, and here's the van wall's view. Avoids all that. Great, we're through. No problem at all until there's the Alpine that comes on in front. They get hit from behind by not one, but 2 United cars. Here's the 22. unsafe rejoin, and they collect their team car as well. Sebastian Buemi leads for Toyota ahead of the two Ferraris. In fact, Toyota bookend the field because Mike Conway rejoined stone last. Number 8 and number 7, the two Toyotas, they are the championship contenders. Number 7 must beat their teammates by about 4 places. Dario Franchitti there in the Cadillac garage, driver manager for Alex Lynn, who shares the car with Earl Bamber. And that mistake for Bamber has not only dropped them down from their best ever qualifying position of 3rd to 7th, it's surely going to attract a penalty. Hertz Team Jota up in 5th place. Will Stevens putting the pass in here on Jean-Eric Verne in the 93 Peugeot. He started in front of him on the grid, but Verne had a cleaner escape through the melee of turn 1. LMP2 leading number 10 car from Vector, being chased down by Mike Conway. 7 minutes after the start, he's passed all the GT cars and almost all of the LMP2 cars. There's the battle for 2nd place.
Guys, Miguel is too slow.
Copy that, man.
Well, that's the message from Alessandro Pierguidi saying Miguel Molina, his teammate in front, is too slow. Let me go. Valentino Rossi watching in WRT. He will test their LMP2 car after the weekend. He already races GT BMWs for them. And here's a change for the lead in the GTE Am class. Sarah Bovey, the pink Porsche, was on pole, started at the front of the field, but the sister car, the number 60, was due to be driven by Claudio Schiavone, but he did not take the start. He was not well. Matteo Crisoni, one of their pro drivers now at the front of the field. Further back in GTE, 3 wide with the Corvette, the new champions in the middle. They claimed that title at the end of the race in Monza 2 races ago. And Ben Keating in the thick of the action goes around the outside of the silver car of Thomas Floor, chasing the Aston of Ian James. 3-way battle for 2nd. Philip Ugran in the number 9 car back up to 2nd, ahead of 31 Sean Galale, with David Heinemeier Hansen showing his nose in the gold Jota LMP2 car. Jota also going well with 38. There's Valentino Rossi with the WRT team watching the action, and down the inside. Great move from Ben Keating to move ahead of Ian James. Caught him completely by surprise at the turn 10 hairpin. Has he got enough speed to hang on to turn 11? Ian James back down the inside. This is the battle for 7th in GTE Am. The champion hangs on the outside. Last race for Corvette Racing in the series, and back up the inside, up the hill. Great move from Ben Keating. They're racing like pros. 1 minute hold in the pits for the Cadillac of Earl Bamber for that contact with the number 7 Toyota. And that is going to torpedo their hopes beneath the waterline. Oh, Miguel Molina on the dirt in 3rd place. Trying to come around the GT battle with LMP2 cars in there as well. And that's going to leave him very vulnerable to attack from the number 5 Porsche right behind him. What happens here? On board with Miguel, takes avoiding action. GT cars everywhere. Oh, you don't do that too often. Here's the reaction from Kevin Estre in the Porsche team. Oh my goodness. Looking back from the car of Jean-Eric Verne, here comes Toyota's Mike Conway. This is for 6th place. The Peugeot is already struggling for grip. This could be around the outside. 9 down into 10 it is. Conway moves up again into the top half dozen.
Okay, Seb, you're doing a really good job. Obviously, Mike is fighting his way through the field, so you're saving a lot of tire on entries compared to him.
Sebastian Buemi, the race leader for Toyota, having a more comfortable time of it for sure. Here's the battle for 4th place. Hertz Team Jota's Will Stevens dives to the inside of the Penske car of Michael Christensen, goes by him in turn 1. Christensen coming back out of 3, up the hill to turn 4, the right-hander. But Will Stevens on the inside, not going to give that away. He is now the top Porsche 963 in the race. And look right behind, Mike Conway in the Toyota. So this is a 3-way battle now for 4th place. Toyota Gazoo Racing leading from the 2 Ferrari AF Corsa 499s. Intent watching in the Porsche Penske garage. Here comes Conway. What's Christensen got to defend against the Toyota with Conway straight down the inside? Well, there's the answer into turn 8. Conway taking no prisoners in GT or LMP2 or Hypercar. Race leader in LMP2 is in the pits, so are its rivals. United Autosports, 22 and 23 cars, the 23 getting caught up in that first corner melee, 22 causing it. And 31 in from second place for Team WRT. Battle for 7th in Hypercar. Lawrence Vantor, we ride on board with him, started 3rd. Neil Jarney behind was a row behind him in 5th place. They both had to go wide to avoid Mike Conway in the turn 1 melee and drop right down to the bottom of the top 10. But as the Peugeots are fading so fast, they have both gone by them. Change for 3rd place in LMP2. David Heinemeier Hansen, the gold Jota 28 car, has been passed by Sean Galayle. Now, Galayle started 4 rows in front of the 28 car, but again, that first turn carnage affected LMP2 as well. Vector still lead very comfortably from Prema. And here is the pass. Oh, Galayle with a tight inside line at the top of the hill. And as they sweep down into 6 and 7, just keeps himself on the inside. Great racing. Take a look again from on board with Galayle. Shows his nose to the outside, cuts to the inside, sells the dummy. David Heinemeier Hansen under pressure now from Jakub Śmiechowski into Europol, battling to stay second in the LMP2 rankings behind what is likely to be the championship-winning number 41 WRT car. And of course, this is the crew in the yellow and green machine that won the Le Mans 24 Hours. Replay of the change for 3rd place down in turn 1. Hertz Team Jota's Will Stevens, the gold car, around the outside of Ferrari's Miguel Molina. Molina with the 3 red indicator lights. He was in 3rd coming across the line. But look at that. Good move by Will Stevens on board with Mike Conway, watching from behind. And as the Ferrari holds himself up, battling the Porsche, look, Conway pounces immediately. Conway right behind Will Stevens now. The Toyota looking to move into the top 3 before the end of his first stint. Remarkable recovery from the number 7, and Conway down the inside into turn 8. He loves that overtaking maneuver, uses it again, and here comes Molina trying to attack against the Porsche of Will Stevens. Stevens hanging on. Race leader in the pits, first stop for the number 8 Toyota. And left side only tyres, it looks like. On board in second place with Alessandro Pierguidi. And he is now being hunted down by Mike Conway from last to 3rd in the opening stint. Now he's looking for second place. Toyota expected to be 1-2 at the end of lap 1. That didn't happen because of the contact from Earl Bamber's Cadillac spinning Conway round, but he is almost there now.
Okay, Mike, we need to protect a bit the rear. Watch out the rear locking, end of braking. We can pass them on tire management.
And just telling Mike not to throw everything at it. The tyres he's got on also need to last the length of the stint. Battle for 7th place is alight once more. Neil Jarney in the white Proton Porsche and trying to go the long way around the outside. Number 6, that's Lawrence Vantor in the Penske Motorsport Porsche. Gets a little bit of the bum's rush there, eased out onto the dirt. Neil Jarney not keen on being passed. And the other Penske Porsche just in front, Michael Christensen, he is currently lying in 6th position. The best of the Porsches is Hertz Team Jota up in 4th. Jarney again defending hard, but is it too hard? Right on board with the number 6 Porsche. Vantor trying to find a way around the outside, no dice. Jarney closes the door on the inside as Kevin Escher laughs. Oh, trouble! That's into Europol. It's come to a grinding halt between turns 10 and 11. Albert Costa has got the car fired up again. Has he? Yes, he has. So it looks like that was a complete switch-off reset. Never the nicest thing to have your car die completely on you on a racetrack. 2 hours into the 8 Hours of Bahrain, second round of pit stops for Hypercar. Mike Conway will bail out here. Kamui Kobayashi already running round. Number 7 in second, but using more fuel, using more tyres up critically to get to second. And they still have to somehow find a way of making up more than half a minute on their teammates, the number 8 car that lead the race and the championship points. It's going to be tough for number 7 to win this unless something happens. LMP2 battle raging again between WRT with the predominantly red car and the red, white and green of Prema. And this is the 63 Prema car behind 41. Robert Kubica and his teammates are the points leaders in LMP2. And Kubica really working hard here against another former Grand Prix ace, Danny Kvyat, in the Prema car. Driver change at Ferrari. Alessandro Pierguidi out, James Calado in after the first double stint. And they are still trying to find an answer to the speed of Toyota and the Hertz Team Jota Porsche. As the lead 8 Toyota comes in, there'll be a driver change here as well. Buemi pops the door, and in will get the Silver Fern, Brendan Hartley. Number 8 crew with one hand on the championship trophy. Normally, that means you're the Le Mans winners. This year, they were not. Le Mans victory went to the number 51 Ferrari, still a thorn in their side here in Bahrain.
I had a good start, and then was everything about tires. So the deck is so high here, so at the end you have to manage it very well. Even with the Toyota very close to myself, I had to keep my pace. I tried to make his easy life, but I cannot destroy the tire and push so much. So at the end, there was a compromise.
Everything is compromised, but Toyota now back to 1-2. Kamui Kobayashi has gone by the 51 Ferrari of James Calado, fresh out of the pit lane. And so Toyota re-established themselves in 1-2. Replay turn 9, there's the third place Ferrari, 21 ahead. Oh goodness, that was close. Simon Mann looping the 21 GTE Am Ferrari around. And number 51 Ferrari just avoiding drama. After that little scare, Kamui Kobayashi still in the sights of the 51 Ferrari of James Calado. Number 7 Toyota in second place. And that first corner incident has definitely cost them dear in the race and in the championship.
Turn 1, the Cadillac Bamber, I think, just rear-ended me. They did a similar thing in Fuji to Seb, so yeah, I think everyone trying to win it in the first corner is not working well. So, but after that, it made it difficult because you really got to manage the tyres here through the stint. Obviously, I had to push to get by a lot of cars.
Okay, Robert, everything goes according to plan at the minute. Virtually, we are P3 because lots of cars have to do an extra stop, and 31 is under investigation for overspeeding on the full course yellow. So everything groovy at the moment.
Everything groovy at the moment. Contender for radio message of the season. Now then, all eyes on the screen in Hertz Team Jota because Yiffy Yi is under real pressure in the 38 car for 4th place. Antonio Fuoco got a run out of turn 4. He's still on the inside in turn 6. Oh, Yiffy Yi just gets his nose in front. Down the hill to turn 8. He's got to stay on the right-hand side or Fuoco will dive bomb him. This is a tight battle. And another impressive run in the privateer Porsche from Hertz Team Jota.
I think the team was able to give us a great car overnight. We were struggling a little bit yesterday, but these guys are incredible at what they do. And it's only over when it's over, so it's a long, long race ahead of us. I think we can fight the Ferraris. The Toyotas are way too fast for everyone at the moment. But let's see, Ife in the car now for the next 2 hours, and then I'll jump in and will again at the end.
Battle for 4th in LMP2 United Autosports. Ollie Jarvis down the inside of David Heinemeier Hansen in the Jota 28 car. The 23 started on pole in LMP2, was involved in the first corner for Arago, and has had a tough time coming back up the order. Heinemeier Hansen's not giving this one up either. The Jota trio in the 28 car really enjoying this race, making Jarvis work hard for it. Jarvis, last year's IMSA GTP champion, working hard against the IT guru, but gets the spot. Oh, trouble for Van Wall, and that is Ryan Briscoe at the wheel, who drove for Glickenhaus before. Only 3 hours in, he's in trouble in the pit lane. Ahmed El Hati in front from Oman in the Gulf region. Davide Rigon behind him in the 54 AF Corsa Ferrari. Battle for the podium, GTE Am. And the ORT by TF Aston. No answer to the grip of the Ferrari. They're on a different tyre strategy. We're seeing that all the way up and down the field. New tyres always have the upper hand here in Bahrain. Sun heading towards the horizon, heading to the distance is our GTE Am leader, Alessio Picariello. Verdi Habsburg leads LMP2 for WRT. Brendan Hartley has the race under control in the number 8 Toyota.
Okay, mate, that Porsche is catching pretty quickly. Gap is 16 seconds. Let's see if we can up the pace just a little bit.
Yiffy in the Hertz Team Jota car, splitting the Ferraris and chasing the 51 car for third place. Battle for fifth place here in LMP2. Heinemeier Hansen ahead. Kvyat and Albert Costa closing, but a big moment there down in turn 8. Oh, no. It's grinding to a halt again into Europol's car. Well, they're rivals for second in the championship. The 22 United car, 11th and last at the moment. But if they don't finish the race, they will lose second place in the standing. He's got it going again. This is definitely an electronics issue, but with nearly 5.5 hours of racing left to go, that's got to be a worry for the team. Corvette Racing, that's Nico Veroni. High fives and hugs with the team. He's about to start his last stints in the car. 33 is in. Ben Keating, who started the car as so often, is out. His driving in the factory Corvette Racing team is done. A tough and emotional final stint.
It's so busy and it's so hard with the tire degradation. You have so much going on. I almost forgot to remind myself to enjoy it. You know, this is the last 3 stints I'll ever do in GTE. I don't think we have the pace to do well today. We decided earlier that it's not looking good, but we could be good looking.
Everybody talks about the pressure that the tyres come under here, but it is a ferocious circuit for brakes. Just look at that. The brakes are literally alight as the number 6 Porsche stops. And the crew just totally ignore it. Is this some newfangled way of preheating cold tyres that don't have tyre blankets? No, it's just the work the brakes have to do here. Riding on board with the number 50 AF Corsa Ferrari, still in the top 5. Toyota Gazoo Racing 1-2. And the Hertz Team Jota car mingling with the 2 factory Ferraris. There it is, in fact. Iron Dames Porsche back in from the lead in GTE, and this is because Sarah Bovey, her double stint did not cover off all of her 2-hour 20-minute driving minimum. So Michelle Gatting is out. Sarah Bovey will get in and do another stint before handing the car back to Gatting and their third teammate Rahal Frey to continue the race. Battle for 7th has been intense between Casper Stevenson in the black and green D-Station Aston and Nico Veroni in the yellow Corvette 33. He was just ahead of the line. Stevenson got alongside into turn 1, and I don't think he's done yet. Veroni moving over to cover the inside, but not enough. Casper Stevenson sends it deep down the inside into 4, and crossing the line, cutting back underneath him. Nico Veroni, like a bullfighter, whips the cape out of the way and goes back. On board, woof, there goes Aston Martin, outbraking itself. Veroni wins that one. LMP2 lead battle. WRT's Sean Galale leading this one from Josh Pearson in United's pole, sitting 23. 41 from WRT looking to win the title, watched by another of their WRT teammates.
I race with this team from 2 years, and it's a very good team. I'm very happy. So I come here to see the race, because maybe next year I will race in the WEC, so we will see. And especially tomorrow I will try the LMP2 for the first time, because I always ask to Vincent to try the car. and tomorrow can be a good option. So I'm very curious to understand how is the car.
I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on you tomorrow.
Yeah. It's possible.
Well, we hope to see you in WEC. Thanks very much.
Yeah, this is the target for next year. We will try.
See if we can up the pace just a little bit.
Okay, mate, your pace is good considering we are on a lower energy target than 51. This is because of the small fuel of the previous run. So we do 32 laps, they do 31 laps.
Leaders in LMP2 in the pit lane, and this will be driver change time as well. Robin Friends taking over from Sean Gillale in the 31 car, leading the race from their sister car, which is just about to stop behind, actually. They're in the pit lane as well. Here they are. This is going to be taken over by Louis Delatraz. The WRT have raced here in Bahrain 3 times before. They have won here in Bahrain 3 times before. James Collado under pressure for 3rd place.
You can use more energy. If you can pass him, you can use more energy. If you can pass him, if not, you save energy. If not, you save.
Look at the virtual energy tank reading. Hertz Team Joseph trying to get back on the same pit stop lap as the 51 Ferrari. So it's a tough task for Yi. Midway through the race, 124 laps completed by the leader. Toyota Gazoo Racing won 2 in Hypercar. Ferrari, Hertz Team Jota and Penske Motorsport battling for the final podium spot. United currently leading, but it seems to be boiling down to a battle between Jota, Prema and WRT in LMP2. Iron Link's 60 car leading from the Iron Dames in GTE Am, but the Aston Martins menacing behind, and all 36 cars still running. Antonio Felix Costa taking over the 38 Hertz Team Jota car, was in 3rd place before they came into the pits, did not get onto the same fuel lap as the 51 Ferrari, which now runs 2nd, but owes us a stop. Fresh tyres going on for the Portuguese driver in what will be his last hypercar drive, at least for a season. Porsche have insisted he focuses solely on Formula E. Yi taking a well-earned drink in the garage. Da Costa with the 2 Ferraris, 51 in front going very slowly. Around the outside is the 50 car, and that's Nick Nielsen. He's going to go by both of them. Yes, he is. Antonio Giovinazzi very slow in 51. Antonio Felix Da Costa on not quite such cold tyres, trying to come by as well. He does so, and that's the brand new tyre on the 51 making him so slow. Da Costa on his outlap. Off track, big lock up there. That's what allowed the 50 car to get on terms and go by him down the straight. Antonio Felix Da Costa now determined to make amends, trying to attack Nick Nielsen down the inside. Does he get through? Yes, he does. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he can. Out of the final turn, though. The Ferrari perfectly poised. Look at the red glow of the exhausts above the lights there. This is not done for Hertz Team Jota. 3rd place is going to change hands again. Nielsen with the run, with the slipstream, with the grip, and with 3rd place. Da Costa won't take that lying down. Take a look again at the battle here when Antonio Felix Da Costa dived through on the inside. Now he's chopping again. Sells the dummy down into turn 4. Nielsen outbrakes himself. Through goes Antonio Felix Da Costa. His tail is absolutely up. He really wants to go out on a high here. And a podium for Hertz Team Jota would be a great result. On board the Corvette with Nico Veroni. Thank you, Corvette fans, it says on the dashboard. Corvette Racing continue to race, but only in the US next year. 77 Dempsey Proton Porsche. Down to 6th as the Corvette moves up to 5th position. Could they say goodbye to GTE with a podium?
the start was clearly a bit, messy. I'm just happy that I managed to not get caught in it. And at the end, we are doing the race we wanted to do at the moment. So far, no mistakes, a good pace. But we are just in the middle of the race, so we don't really know what to expect. We have had that situation in the past, so I don't want to, be happy too early. But at the moment, we all did a great job. Rahel is just on track now for her first stint, and she looks like she has a good pace. So finger crossed that we can push to the end.
Riding on board with Richard Westbrook in the Cadillac. That first corner incident and subsequent penalty has really hampered any progress for the car. And this brand new machine, they are still struggling to get the best out of the tyres as well. Trouble for our LMP2 leader. There's the 23 United Autosport car, and they have a 90-second stop-and-go penalty for a technical infringement. Now, that's already been applied also to the former leader, number 10 from Vector Sport, and both cases, it's because their tyre pressures were below the mandatory legal minimum level. So for safety reasons, the tyre manufacturers mandate a minimum tyre pressure. And both the 23 from United and earlier the number 10 from Vector Sport have fallen foul of that. WRT 1-2 in LMP2 now once more with just over 3 hours to go. But for how long? Oliver Rasmussen in the gold 28 Jota car, closing very fast indeed on the number 41 machine, dives to the inside. Passes Bent Viscal in turn 8. Just under 3 hours to go in Bahrain and another round of hypercar pit stops. And this is the battle between Jota 38 on the right and the 50 Ferrari on the left-hand side. Now, look like 3 tyres on the Jota car. Ferrari's fuel goes in. Are they going to do left sides only or a 4-tyre change? It's all about time spent in the pits, but also grip on track. It was left sides only for Ferrari, so a shorter pit stop. Race leader is in. Rio Hirokara stays aboard the number 8 Toyota, and they are edging ever closer to the title.
We're trying to manage it smartly. We're obviously going for the championship. We look like we had a bit of an advantage on the first couple of stints in the really high track temp. But as it's come down, yeah, particularly the Jota's been flying. He's been catching us on the first stints, maybe a bit more even on stint 2. Maybe we're looking after the tyres better, but yeah, that's still all to play for. Particularly now that the track's going to get cooler and cooler, and we're going to have to use our medium tyres from qualifying as well, which no one else will have to do. So let's see if that's a good or bad thing. I don't know.
Replay here of Antonio Felix da Costa in turn 1. Third place in Hypercar, runs out wide, comes back on without damage. But look at this, comes back on and watch from the left-hand side. The D-Station Aston just avoids him. And that could end up being a penalty for the Hertz Team Jota driver. Iron Lynx in the pit lane. Iron Dames about to take the lead in GTE Am. Toyota 1-2 in Hypercar, but here's another battle continuing. Big lockup for the 99 Proton Team Porsche. The number 5 Penske car closing in from behind. You see the lockup, you see the tyre smoke, you smell the acrid smell of burnt rubber and hot brakes. And that will be added incentive for Fred Makovici to close down Jimmy Bruni. Drive through for the 38 Hertz Team Jota car, just what they did not need. That unsafe rejoin by Antonio Felix da Costa in front of the D-Station GTE Am Aston is going to cost them a podium. Trouble for Jimmy Bruni down the inside of the white Proton car comes Fred Makovici in the Porsche Penske Motorsport 963. He goes through, and that is a change for 7th place. Jimmy Bruni on the radio complaining about braking problems. Meanwhile, Lawrence Vantor there and Kevin Estra, long-time teammates. And here comes Hertz Team Jota attacking the Ferrari for 4th place after the drive-through on the inside. Antonio Felix da Costa, that's very close. Antonio Giovinazzi in the Ferrari defending hard, but da Costa goes through into turn 7. Well, that was bold stuff. Antonio Felix da Costa, it's a little bit of desperation, it looks like, creeping in. He is so determined to do well here. Niklas Nielsen in front in the other Ferrari. That was close. He had to take to the curbs there. Was there contact? Not sure there was, but boy, that's close racing, isn't it? There's been drama in LMP2. The leading Prema car, Bent Viscal, turned around in turn 1 by Daniel Mancinelli in the heart of Racing Aston.
What happened there, I need to review on camera what happened, but I think I've got quite a good idea what happened. But yeah, hopefully he will get a penalty, but we will, we don't gain anything from it. We can only keep our head down and just keep pushing for P1 or at least a podium.
Heartbreak for the Iron Lynx Porsche team, the end of their GTE story. Their third driver, the team's owner, Claudio Schiavone, still not fit to drive, so they have had to park the car. Iron Dames now with the lead, 2 hours and 18 minutes to go, but 3 Aston Martins on softer tyres behind them. This is going to be tough. Getting ready for driver changes at Hertz Team Jota. Will Stevens suiting up to take over from Antonio Felix da Costa. Looks like the final driver changes may be being made inside the last 2 hours. So we finished a regular World Endurance 6-hour race. Now a 2-hour sprint to the flag, continuing with tired drivers and tired cars. Jose Maria Lopez out of the number 7 Toyota. Mike Conway is back in, and it is a busy pit lane. Pushing on his way in, Antonio Felix da Costa runs out wide at turn 10. Hertz Team Jota, Will Stevens taking over the 38 car. Still hoping to make a podium there despite that drive-through a little earlier on. But look at the body language of Antonio Felix da Costa in the background. Walks away looking thoroughly wretched. 51 Ferrari in the pits as well, and they're rolling. That's a good stop from the AF Corsa Ferrari team. Porsche coming out behind as well. That's the number 6 car. And the Jota Team Hertz car loses a spot to the Ferrari on pit road. 51 moves ahead. They're all on stone cold tyres, so the cars will be desperately slow. They'll be holding up the GT cars. Look at that. Watch the Dempsey Proton car just drives around the outside. Antonio Giovinazzi taking a well-earned drink after his double stint. On board with Antonio Fuoco in the 50 Ferrari, tyres up to temperature. The 2 slow hypercars in front are going to be very vulnerable. There's Will Stevens into the Hertz Team Jota car, straight by him around the outside. This is taking candy off a baby. Next up, his own teammate, Alessandro Pierguidi, who shuts the door. He goes down the inside. Fuoco's on the dirt, across the gravel, and back out the other side as well. But look how slow Pierguidi is going. Fuoco will take that place up to 3rd position. Not yet, but down the inside into 9 and 10. He'll outbrake and then out-accelerate his teammate. Look at the big slide from the 51 car. Its tyres are still too cold for maximum grip. Urgent radio messages, do not hit the red car. But the damage is done. Fuoco has got by Pierguidi. Now he's giving the place back. That's what the radio message was. You went off track twice, made the pass, give it back. Well, here's the incident. Don't think Pierre Guidi thought for a moment Fuoco would press the advantage there. Now, Fuoco back in front once more. It was a good choice by the Ferrari team to tell him to give the place back, whether it was his own teammate or a rival. You can't take advantage by going off track, but Fuoco's hot tyre advantage still pays.
I'm quicker.
Yeah, I can see that. Just be careful, man. He has no manners.
Oh, harsh there from the race engineer. But Alessandro Pierre Guidi will try and get by. And will Will Stevens be able to join in the action for Hertz Team Jota? Sailing along serenely out front, Toyota number 8, Sebastian Buemi. 48 seconds ahead of the number 7 car and cruising to the championship unless something goes wrong that they can't affect. Alessandro Pierre Guidi, Will Stevens, this is the battle for 4th place in Hypercar. Little over an hour left, we're heading to the final pit stop window and Stevens throws it down the inside of the Ferrari, moves up, that was clean and clinical. Stevens is having an exceptional time in the car this weekend. Porsche Penske team watching with interest as Alessandro Pierre Guidi comes under pressure from Kevin Estre. Immediately through though goes the leader, that's Sebastian Buemi in the number 8 Toyota, the first of the red and white cars. There is Estre right behind. Now Kevin Estre needs to sit behind Buemi, wait for him to pass the Ferrari and go through the hole. And the job is done. Estre goes through, makes the pass on Alessandro Pierre Guidi. Ferrari in 3rd with the 50 car, but 51 now, down to 6th position. So much for Alessandro Pierre Guidi, saying that he was quicker early in the stint than his teammate. And here's the pass. Look at this distraction from the GR Porsche for the Ferrari. And through goes the Penske Porsche. Cheers in the garage. Final round of Hypercar pit stops inside the last hour. They should make it now on fuel. First in is the 50 Ferrari of Antonio Fuoco. That means he'll have hot tyres when all his rivals are coming out of the pit lane. 51 stops behind Alessandro Pierre Guidi. That moves Hertz Team Jota up to 3rd. Will Stevens on his in-lap. Look, there's 2% energy remaining for him. Same for the number 6 Porsche, same for the number 8 Toyota. So they will all be coming out on cold tyres ahead of the 50 Ferrari. In-laps, out-laps are so important. Out comes the 50 car. Driver change at number 7, Mike Conway out, and Kamui Kobayashi will finish the race and the season for Toyota Gazoo Racing's number 7. Will Stevens stays in the 38 Hertz Team Jota car. Antonio Felix da Costa looking very glum there alongside team boss Dieter Gas. And the driver change as well in the number 8 machine. The race leader is in. And Brendan Hartley will take it through the final stint. Will Stevens down and out of the pit lane for Hertz Team Jota. Number 6 Porsche Penske Motorsport car right behind him, but where's the 50 Ferrari? Should be going by any moment now, and on hot tyres, there he is. So pulling out from behind the United Autosport LMP2 car. His tyres already a lap in and up to temperature, and look how pedestrian the hypercars look on stone cold, unheated tyres. LMP2 leader in the pit lane, WRT, what's going on in the left front corner? This is disastrous for number 31 car. The other wheel gun has to come round, and even that won't go onto the wheel nut. Has he got it off? He has. But this is going to cost them a lot of time in the pits. There's team boss Vincent Vos. And that moves Prema's number 9 car. Don't forget, it got turned round when it was in the lead. They're now up in the lead, but they owe us a pit stop. In comes Bent Viscal. Does that mean that 41 from WRT is now in the frame? They were only 9 seconds back with 35 minutes to go. And the 41 car takes the lead of the race. WRT will move back to 1-2. 41 look like they're going to seal the LMP2 title and win the race, but it's going to be a nervous half hour.
Fingers crossed, half an hour to go, but looking really good.
I mean, we had an incredible season. So far, 6 races, 5 podiums, 2 wins, and today's looking good again. I mean, these guys have done an incredible job all year long. Since last year, I mean, the work we put together, I mean, such a family feeling into the teamwork we put in, so it's such a perfect way to end our relationship, and I hope for the team's sake that we put the championship in the bag.
Nervous times at Iron Dames as well. Look at the gap coming down from 2.7 seconds to 1.3. Casper Stevenson in the D-Station Aston Martin there, closing in on the pink Porsche of Michel Gatting. Half an hour to go. This could slip from the grasp of the Iron Dames.
He's not catching you anymore. Come on, 12 laps, 12 laps.
Nervous times at Hertz Team Jota as well, watching Will Stevens reeling in the number 50 Ferrari of Antonio Fuoco for 3rd place and a potential podium, despite that penalty earlier on. Inside the final 5 minutes. Oh, and a moment right in front of the race leader. 21 Ferrari spins in front of the car of Brendan Hartley. That must have been a heart in the mouth moment. Last lap of the race, last lap of the championship, last lap ever of GTE. Are the Iron Dames going to do it? WRT going to win their 4th consecutive race here in LMP2, but it is Toyota Gazoo Racing starting 1-2, who finish 1-2 in Bahrain. The 41 from WRT is going to win in LMP2 and take the title, and victory and the title will also go to the number 8 Toyota crew. The checkered flag will wave. Victory in Bahrain for Toyota number 8, Sebastian Buemi, Brendan Hartley and Ryo Hirakawa. They are the drivers' champions. Toyota go 1-2 with the number 7 car, disappointed in 2nd place in the race and in the title race.
It's such a nice feeling with Rio, Seb. I think we've worked really hard for this all year. Le Mans was tough to take, but it's been a pretty faultless year. Other than that, the team's been setting the benchmarks. But yeah, actually, the other cars were very quick at the end. We took a bit of a risky strategy yesterday by putting those medium tyres, and actually we put them at the end and we weren't very quick. So I'm very happy there wasn't a safety car. Otherwise, I don't think we could have held on to some of the other cars. But we did the job, and very happy.
Toyota, the dominant force in Hypercar in 2023, but their rivals have closed with every race, and with a year's knowledge under their belt, Ferrari, Porsche, Cadillac and the newcomers will all offer a challenge in 2024. It's a 4th straight LMP2 win in Bahrain for Team WRT. Rui Andrade, Robert Kubica and Louis Delatraz taking the checkered flag for a Team 1-2. And that means that the team's champions again are WRT, the final champions in LMP2. And Rui Andrade, Louis Delatraz and Robert Kubica are the drivers' champions. A deserved title for the team and the driving crew as LMP2 bids farewell to the World Endurance Championship. The last ever GTE victory goes to the Iron Dames. A first ever FIA World Championship race win for an all-female team. It's been a long time coming. Effort and heartbreak are part of motor racing, and so too is jubilation. making history and inspiring hundreds of thousands to follow in their footsteps. The Iron Dames bid goodbye to GTE on the very top step. Corvette, the world champions, they too will say goodbye to the World Endurance Championship as they race exclusively in America next season. Toyota Gazoo Racing, the Hypercar winners, 1-2 for them, ahead of the 50 Ferrari. WRT go 1-2 ahead of the 28 car from Jota in LMP2, and a skin of their teeth victory for the Iron Dames with the Aston Martins queuing up behind. Just 3 cars failed to make it to the checkered flag. Lots of changes will greet us in 2024 that starts in Qatar. 8 race weekends and a field exclusively filled with hypercars and GT3. We'll see you there.